Hello and welcome to another video. This video is going to be the second time I did it because the first time my computer crapped out on me. So this is the second lesson in a week. So at this point you've learned about terminal lessons. You learned about how to get started with GitLab. So we're going to kind of go with that GitLab aspect and go from there. So if you don't have an account, go ahead and click on register. If you do have an account, go ahead and log in, which I'm going to do. I had created this project here, but I'm going to create a new project because what happened is I used this project in my last video, but what happened is it crapped out on me, and so I'm going to start from scratch so you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click new project, and this is what you would do. You would give it some type of name. I'll say iOS project 2, since that's what I'm doing. iOS project 2. I'll say iOS, we'll call it development, and I'll put a week 1. Alright, and I'll call it private and click project. Alright, so we have this URL right here. We have HTTPS and SSH. SSH is more secured. HTTPS is unsecured, but in this case, for this class, this is what we're going to use. You have to create a new file. I will talk about this in greater depth later, but for now I'm just going to call it README file, so that way it allows me to use it. Waiting for GitLab. Alright, he's taking a while. Alright, good. So now I will go back to week 1 here. I have this I have this link. So what I need to do is set up a local environment. So what I did here is I set up this folder here on my computer called iOS Development CCAC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this and this together. Okay. So in order to do that, you need to go to terminal, go to Spotlight search and type in terminal. You could use Git Bash if you're using a Windows machine, but in this case we're using a Mac, and that's what we should be, or Mac interface. So let's see if I can find a location. PWD, you should learn that in the terminals. So we'll do CD documents and then CD git, I believe it is. Alright, perfect. And then I'll do a CD iOS development. This is the location of where the files are going to be at. Alright, good. So there's nothing there. So I'll do a clear. Now what I'll do is I'll do something called a git clone. And then what I want to do is I want to paste in this URL here. And I'll put that in here. I'll do edit paste. Boom, hit enter. Alright, so it's cloning into that environment. So if I do an ls, I should have a readme. Well, I should have this, more importantly. So I should have a readme file if I do an ls, and that's what I have. Now, let's clear this. This is fine. Now all we need to do is open up Xcode. So I'm going to open up Xcode. Make sure I get the right one, not the beta. Alright, so you'll see that we already have a project, but we're going to create a new one. So I'm going to create a new project. In this case, I am not going to use iOS for this standpoint because we just want to do something to get started. So we'll use command line. That's what we use for learning how to write code. I'll hit next. I'll call it project 2. Well, you know what? I'll call it iOS week 1. I'll keep everything the same. Make sure your language is Objective-C and hit next. And then we want to find where we want to put it at. So in this case, it's going to be a different location. Let's see here, 1 second. Alright, so I create this folder called iOS CCAC projects. Click on it and hit create. So now, if I go find it somewhere, we should just have this M file here. Let's see if I can find that location. Nothing's easy. Or was it at users? Just see it, and then it was iOS. Oh no, it's not that. 1 second. All right, so it's here, iOS week 1. All right, so we want to keep our Git location in our Git folder separate from our project because it will cause some problems later on. So we have that open. Now we have to open another folder where our Git is located at. So let's see, where did I have Git? I had it in documents. I had it right here. So, okay, so this is our Git. We want to keep that separate from these two because it will cause a mindful of problems, I promise. So I'm going to copy this. If I drag it, it'll drag everything. I don't want to do that. I'm going to hit paste. All right, perfect. So let's move these guys around a little bit. Let's go back over here. So if you ran through the terminal, you'll see the things that we're going to use. We're going to use something called git status. And it's red, which means we need to add it. So if we do git add dot, now if we had multiple things, we could do add and then a specific name like OS week 1 or week 2, whatever. But in this case, we just want to add everything and do hit that. Now if we do a git status again, you'll notice everything's green. That means it's staged and ready to go. So we'll do a git commit space M and a message adding new project. Hit enter. All right. Okay, so it's added. So now what we need to do is we need to upload it to up here to GitLab. So what we need to do is git push origin master. Reason we're doing that is because the name of our branch is the master branch. So if we go back to our project here, okay, you click on branch. We only have master. Master's default. There's a whole big explanation how to make this different, but this class we're not worried about that. We're just doing that right there. Okay, so let's do that and hit enter. All right, so it pushed it up there. So what we need to do is a refresher, and boy, it's taking forever today. All right, perfect. There's our files that we just pushed up. We have, let's go back to changelog here. You could add changelog. You could do activity. Shows I pushed a branch master, pushed a branch master. So I pushed code to that master 5 minutes ago. So now I have code up there. Let's say that someone in a group decided, hey, you know what? I want to pull this down and upload it, right? So let's pretend we pulled it down and we uploaded it. So I'm gonna make a change here to this code. So if I click edit from this ability, this doesn't allow you to debug it, but I know what I'm doing here, so I'll just say hello CCAC class. Okay, and then I'll save it, and I have to just keep it like that for now. Now it's changed, so if I pulled it up in here, it looks like hello world, right? So what I need to do is go over to here, and I could type in git pull origin. Well, let's see what it looks like here real quick. So if I do an ls, I cd into iOS week 1, and let's say I do cd iOS week 1 ls, and then let's say I do view main.m right here. It pulls it up like that. That's what it looks like. All right, so if I do a quit, so what I did is I did a shift colon and then typed in quit. It exits. So these are just Unix commands. So let's say I wanted to do a git pull origin master. Pull means it pulls everything from that repository, from that thing. See where it says branch master fetch head. So it fetches the head and gets the last commit. Last commit was the thing that we made here. So we made it. So let's see what happens. Let's do an ls again. Let's do a view main.m. And look, it changed because now we have a new change to it. CCAC class is here. Now we only see the change, but if we came over here and clicked on history, we'll see the history of what happened here. So if we do update at main, you notice here we have a plus and negative. Negative means that it was modified and purged. Plus means it was added. Okay, so that's what we have right here. So this right here shows you, this video right here kind of gets you started. So once we actually start writing some code and saving it, this will help you out. So right now I've walked you through how to set up a simple project in Apple, how to set up GitLab, how to check in your first code, how to make a change and pull it back, and so forth. So this will be basically what all the things that we'll be doing in this class after we're coding something, so that we have some history of that code. All right, so this will be the conclusion of this video, and there'll be other videos within this week, but that's the starters. So if you have any questions, you know how to reach me at discussion board or shoot me an email. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.